Okay, so Ultimatum's like Spider-Man. It's been a minute. You feel me? I would like to see Ultimatum in an animated movie. Like I need Miles to. Yeah, I know they got into the Spider-Verse, but I need more Miles content, like all around. Just maybe a Miles show. Like a Miles show would be fine. But let's talk about it. He's like, Ultimatum, what are you doing here? Right? And then Ultimatum basically like, yo, I've been bored out of my mind, just sitting here thinking I've been trapped in this dimension forever. But he's like, but now you're here. He's like, life is good sometimes. And then you know, Glurp is mad. Glurp don't like him. And then Miles tell him easy. He's like, look, I don't know how you got here. I don't even know where here is. But I'm looking for my uncle, and you got one chance to tell me where it is. Basically threatening him. He's like, why don't you try and make me? You feel me? Oh, make me. And they start getting a tussling, right? And then he's like, forgot how fast you are. And he's like, but what about your ugly ass friends? It's like that Shift put some respect on his name real quick, right? And then Shift starts getting busy on with all his arms, right? And he's like, Shift base starts making him put respect on his name. And then Otherworld Miles Ultimatum's like, yo, this is messed up. Get him off me. He's like, y'all, I'm a freak and all that, right? And then he gets big like Ant-Man, because Ultimatum is tough. So he gets big like Ant-Man, puts Shift down. They continue to fight, you feel me? Huge, yo, and then Miles is like trying to run from him with the webs. Like Shift gets out of his hands, and like he's like, whoa, that's a cool trick. And they continue fighting. He gets Shift out of it. Miles gets Shift, and he's like, Ultimatum's like, always piss me off you having my name. Now I'm gonna smash you like a bug. And then Glurp grabs his foot, right? And then he basically kicks Glurp. And then, you know, Miles comes with his patented Venom Punch Blast. You know how he does. And then basically Ultimatum falls or whatever. Miles asks Glurp is okay, and he's ready to come back. After he's ready to come back, Ultimatum with another Venom Blast. And then he stops it with his like shield, like his Captain America looking shield. Miles snatches that up out my man's hands, and then he takes it out. You know, Glurp looks like he's ready to sneak up on him from behind, and then Glurp does. And then there's this miss. Ultimatum starts coughing. Miles is basically ready to take him down. He hits him with the shield and all that. And then Miles hits him with a big ass Venom Blast that basically takes out my man's suit. And then he's like, now it's time to start talking. And then Ultimatum's like, I guess it doesn't even matter no more, for real. And then Miles like, where's the Prowler? And he's like, the Prowler, don't you mean Uncle Aaron? Like basically making fun of him. He's like, man, don't play with me. And Glurp says, Glurp. And he's like, and then this is where Ultimatum starts talking and everything, right? Ultimatum says, fine, your uncle was a good dude, reliable, smart. He just didn't know how to stay in his place. And he's like, why are you talking in the past tense? He's like, let me show you, right? He's like, you know, I spent a lot of time studying alternate realities, and I barely know what this place is. A groove between dimensions, a half reality. I don't know how long I've been trapped here. Like I told you, it seemed like a place like in between dimensions and all that. When we fought in Prospect Park, your uncle blew up the interdimensional portal I built. After the explosion, I woke up here, totally alone. Prowler, the Green Goblin, I don't know what happened to them. But then I heard noises, screaming, gunshots, voices, including your uncle's, and it came from there. And it's like this big ass, like little portal, little black hole looking thing, right? And it's like you see stuff coming from a no, please, chop, you know, basic stuff like that. And Miles is like, you haven't gone in there, and it's like, and then he's like, it's not hungry for me, guys. I'm the wrong Miles. And Miles like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about your future. It's in there. And then you see Ultimatum say, and it's hungry for you. And basically pushes Miles and Glurp into the jungle. He pushes them. And they're in there. While they're in it, they go in like this blackness, and they see another portal. And then they step through the portal. And then you start seeing back to when they fought Selim. You feel me? Back when that big fight happened. And that night. And then what you see is, you see Selim kill Miles, and Miles like, that's not what happened. Is that me dying? And then Selim, he has Billy, right? Miles' little sister. And he's like, this isn't how it happened. Like, and then they start seeing like, basically a different reality, I guess. And then they see another portal. He's like, guess that's the next portal, right? And then so they go through the portal and they don't know where they are. It basically looks like New York, but they don't know where they are. Like they hear they're in the alley. All right, let's take them. And then they say that doesn't sound good. Let's lay low till we can size things up. You feel me? You feel what's going on. And then so you start seeing these police, like these spider police, coming down into the alley. And then they're basically looking for something. And they're like, no way in hell I'm going back empty-handed. And then you see on next page to Emperor Salim. So basically it says next Empire of the Spider. So they just stepped into this dimension, I guess, where Salim has killed Miles and taken over everything. You feel me? Like, so this is a whole nother reality where Salim has survived and killed everything. So remember a while ago I told you Salim would be back. I told you Salim would be back as a Miles villain. I knew it. I told you he would be. He was a good villain. I knew they would bring him back. So that's what I wanted to catch y'all up on. I wanted to catch up on Empire of the Spider. Basically, it's this new story arc that's coming up in Miles. And it's going to be Miles, I guess, in this universe that Salim has taken over. And you know, I think this one's going to be a real good arc, and I really want to talk about it. So that's why I wanted to get y'all all the way up on it, because this joint, like, it's going to be good. But the way to get here was dope. I like that. I like that a lot. The way to get here was dope. Everything leading up to this, like him dealing with the assessor, like there was a lot of build up and a lot of slowness, a lot of stories that kind of just were whatever leading up to this. But this is fire. This is dope, and like this is something that could be like Miles' like definitive storyline. Something that be like, yo, you gotta read this for Miles Morales. You want to read some Miles Morales, you gotta read this. So, and this also I feel can propel his story into bigger things. We'll see after this. I really like that Miles is dealing a lot with the multiverse. Like he could become just a multiversal character. He could be around just doing different things in the multiverse, helping different multiverse Spider-Man, you know, win and shit. And then, but that is dope. But I wanted to catch y'all up on that. But next time we'll be talking about Emperor of the Spider. We'll be going through that whole story arc one by one. But this was to catch y'all up 35, 36, and 37. So please don't forget to go buy Miles Morales Spider-Man, support with your pockets, and don't forget to read it. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and tell your friends about me. Right? I read comics for niggas that don't. It's like, no. But please tell them about Yo Nerd. Please come back. You can check me out on Twitter, Facebook, IG, TikTok. You can check me out on all those. So, thanks for watching. Yo Nerd, keeping up with Miles.